Africa's time is now. This is Africa's time.
African people, we are born great. I'm ready for it.
Today on The Real Source, I'm going to be reviewing Lionheart, which is the first Netflix original film to come out of Nigeria. And that's really exciting news. Stay tuned. So the story of Lionheart is of a young businesswoman who works for her father's business, Lionheart Transport, hence the name of the movie. And at some point, the father, the business owner, falls sick and now needs to find someone to take over the business and run it in his absence. It's not known whether he's going to come back and take over or he's pretty much retiring. But instead of choosing her, he chooses his brother, and that is sort of the preliminary, the first layer of conflict in the movie. Why did he not choose his daughter? She's been running things fairly effectively. She's been making things happen. Why does he sideline her? Why? Why, father? Why did you do this to me? Anyway, we expect this uncle to sort of be this baddie who's going to do all kinds of wicked stuff, but he actually turns out to be quite a benign character, quite a funny guy. He's actually quite helpful to his niece, the star of the movie, and in the end, they must together find ways of making this business work. They must deal with a difficult board that wants to do a boardroom coup and all of that. The movie is directed by and stars Genevieve Nnaji. And for anyone who's familiar with the Nigerian movies, you'll know who Genevieve is. She is, for all intents and purposes, an African superstar, and she is directing for the very first time. And what I quite liked about the movie were the themes that came through. There were a number of very rich themes. This is a comedy drama, but there are a number of very deep themes, which I salute Genevieve in her directing for bringing through, and also in the writing. I thought that was well done. Just the idea of bringing through these very deep themes, but underneath the guise of comedy. So you have themes like empowerment of women. You have themes like patriarchy, male-dominated corporate and family spaces. You have the theme of succession. You know, when you are a leader in a specific area, do you have a plan in place to make sure that someone will run it after you're gone? These are very deep themes, pertinent not only to the African continent in which the story is set, but also just around the world. These are very deep themes, and I quite like that a comedy drama is used as a vehicle to bring these themes across. I really enjoyed just seeing an African movie. I'm an African guy, and much as I enjoy watching Hollywood fare, I also enjoy watching stuff that's relatable to me as an African. I enjoyed just hearing Nigerian music, seeing the colors, the different traditional attire. All of that was for me a very enjoyable experience. And so in that sense, that for me is a positive. The one thing that I had a problem with in the movie was the fact that as a main actress, as a protagonist, I felt Genevieve's character Adayeze could have been given more challenges, more obstacles, so that dramatically we could walk with her and see her push through. Yes, there are obstacles in the movie. I'm not saying there aren't any, but I felt that there could have been more, given just the weight of this being the first Nigerian Netflix original. Having said that, I do understand that it's a comedy, and so you don't want to do too much in one piece of work. I think the movie bodes well for the future. I'm very curious to see what the future of African cinema is, particularly in light of what is happening globally with Netflix. I think the future is exciting. A lot of people aren't as optimistic about it as that. I am pretty optimistic. In fact, a number of years ago, I spoke to a friend of mine and I said there would be a day, given what was going on in Nollywood, where Hollywood would be interested and we would see something interesting happen. So I think as a beginning, in a sense, a beginning, and I'm not saying this is the first international production at all, but what I'm saying is the future definitely does look bright, and this is a good start. If Lionheart is a picture of where things are going to go, then I'm really excited. I commend the cast, I commend the writing team, the production team, and of course the director Genevieve, who did a fantastic job on this. So yeah, it's a good movie to watch. I wouldn't call it a great movie, but I certainly would say it's a good movie and one I would recommend for you to watch. Check it out. That's my review of Lionheart. Till we meet again for the next one, take care.